Now, I like Shannon Briggs. I think he's a funny character. I think he's got a tremendous amount of charisma. He's entertaining. And I wouldn't mind seeing him fight again in certain fights. Like I think Amir Mansour versus Shannon Briggs is a good fight. There's fights out there which I think could be entertaining. But I gotta be real. As much as I like Shannon Briggs as a character and think he's funny and all that, I gotta call out some of the bullshit in boxing. I gotta call out some of the bullshit. And like I've been telling you, as far as I'm concerned, this whole situation with Briggs causing all this hoopla with Klitschko is staged. I'm not saying that it's every single move is choreographed. I'm not saying that Shannon Briggs doesn't have some type of leeway in terms of improvising, you know, but for the most part, it's a staged situation where Vladimir is basically grooming the public for voluntary defense against Shannon Briggs. That's what I'm saying. All the signs for me point to that being the case. And I'm on the WBA website, as you can see right now. And look at the rankings of the WBA. You got, obviously, Klitschko super champion, Chigayev regular world champion. You got Luis Ortiz at number 1 as number 1 contender. But of course, Luis Ortiz has just tested positive for steroids. And you got Brian Jennings, Wilder, Pulev, Brown, Kaufman. Who's here at number 7? That's right, it's Shannon Briggs. It's Shannon Briggs. How in the world did Shannon Briggs all of a sudden get put in at number 7? Please, someone explain that to me. Shannon Briggs has had 5 fights this year since his latest comeback. He's had 5 fights. All of the opponents that he's faced have been absolutely shocking. They've been shockingly bad. And people are going to think I'm talking shit right now. People who don't know me, obviously. But Briggs' opponents that he's fought since his comeback have been so bad that seriously, I've never boxed as a professional, but seriously, I think I could take out the opponents that Shannon Briggs beat since his comeback. They've been that bad. That bad. All right. I boxed as an amateur. I haven't boxed for years. You know, I'm in my mid-30s. And I think I could take those guys out. That's how bad they were. People who think I'm chatting shit, go watch the fights. Go watch the fights. All right? That's how bad Shannon Briggs' opposition has been. But yet somehow the WBA have seen fit to put him in at number 7. Now, think about this. Freza Kendo's another one. Why the hell's Freza Kendo in the top 10? I mean, that's just beyond me. Anyway, look at the guys below Shannon Briggs. This is the shocking thing. You got Joseph Parker, who I'm going to make a video on, actually. People have been hassling me. Many people have been hassling me to make a video about Joseph Parker. So I'll make a video about him today, actually. Joseph Parker's been fighting much better opposition than Shannon Briggs has been fighting this year, since Briggs' comeback. Glasgow has been fighting much better opposition than Shannon Briggs. Derek Chisora has been fighting much better opposition than Shannon Briggs. Steve Cunningham has been fighting much better opposition than Shannon Briggs. Shit, even Anthony Joshua, who really hasn't fought anyone yet, even his opposition has been better than Shannon Briggs' opposition. That's how bad Briggs' opposition really is. So if you wanted any evidence that these world rankings are a complete farce, all you have to do is look at this right here. And again, you know, Briggs, I like Briggs. I think him against Mansour is a good fight. There's fights out there for him. I think he's a funny character. You know, I follow him on, I don't actually have an Instagram account on my own, but, you know, I've saved his Instagram page and I always go in there to watch his videos. He's funny. So I ain't got nothing against Shannon the Cannon, Let's Go Champ and all that. But let's just be real here. You can't justify this guy being a number 7. You can't justify that. And I don't want to see him in there with Klitschko. As much as he wants the payday and all that, I don't want to see him in with Klitschko. Unless he earns his spot, unless he shows us boxing fans that he's still got something in the tank, I don't want to see no Klitschko fight. All right. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is just the WBA doing what Vladimir Klitschko wants, pretty much. I'm not saying they work for Klitschko, all right? But, and again, this is all just me speculating. Don't, WBA don't get on the phone and sue me, or I'm sure they won't. But tell me how the hell Shannon Briggs, after all this antics with Klitschko, tell me how the hell this guy has got to number 7 based on the opposition he's been fighting. You explain that to me. Those of you who think there's no corruption in boxing, those of you who think that Vladimir can't manipulate the rankings, doesn't have any type of say in terms of who gets ranked in certain sanctioning bodies, all right? Tell me how Shannon Briggs got to number 7. Explain it to me. I'd love to hear your theories on how the hell he got there. This is Hatman. I'm out.